Well, it's a jam-packed week yet again in Raiders sports as we kick off this week's episode of Raiders Sports Block. The Saturday afternoon matchup of boys soccer, switching it up to play on grass as they hosted the defending D3 state champs, the Wayland Warriors, at Elm Bank Field. With the Raiders quickly turning their season around here, playing a team like Wayland would definitely be a great test for this team. Outstanding defense by Wellesley here in the first half. On Michael Jones's corner, Daniel Keating has an open net in front, but's denied by Cooper Richards to keep this a scoreless tie. But a few minutes later, Michael Jones would finally get the assist here as Jones feeds it deep in the crease for Marco Malero to easily net the first goal of the game. Warriors hold that one-goal advantage going into the second. But here in the final period, Wellesley stays aggressive on offense, and that pays off here on this play. Matthew Russell's rocket shot gets initially blocked by Curran Murphy, but Matthew Daenerys stuffs in the loose rebound for the game-tying score, and it's 1-1. Later on, just an impressive effort here by Sean Igo, finding separation, and Igo's sliding feed is on target perfectly. And Christopher Cope one-times it corner net. And the Raiders, down by one earlier in the first, score two unanswered in this final frame, to now lead for the first time 2-1. But as we go deeper into the second, that lead would not last long. With the ball loose front of the net, Warriors' Gage Fuller sinks it in for Wayland, and we're tied up once again here, 2-2. That score would end up being the final here as Wellesley and Wayland fight to a 2-2 draw. But with big victories over O'Brien and Norwood at 6-5-2, these Raiders are only one win away from qualifying for the tourney. Saturday afternoon would also be a great day for football as the Raiders would be ready to face their next challenge, a key Bay State Conference matchup with the Norwood Mustangs. And for Wellesley, still perfect at 5-0, it would totally be understandable for Raiders to maybe start thinking about next week's game versus the unbeaten Milton Wildcats. But early on, you can see this team has all their focus on the Mustangs and nothing else. First quarter and the Mustangs near midfield, quarterback Joe Linos takes the high snap and under pressure rolls to his right. Linos looks to dump a quick pass, but tri-captain Will Kramer drops back in coverage and picks it off. Just a huge turnover there as this sets up Wellesley with outstanding field position at Norwood's 36-yard line. Running back Miles Cole would then get Wellesley in the red zone on this 12-yard run. Second and goal, Grant Kasikas takes care of the rest and won't be denied into the end zone for a 7-yard touchdown run. And Raiders take advantage of the Mustangs' turnover here and lead 7-0. So we head over to the second quarter after Norwood turns it over on downs. Raiders again look to capitalize. Having the ball on Mustang's side of the field, Brent Kasikas takes the handoff from Jake Moen, finds a gaping hole down the middle and one-ups his own touchdown score from the quarter before. Goes 30 yards for another touchdown run. So far in the first half, Mustangs just cannot find a way around Raiders' stifling defense. Just before halftime, Joe Linos gets sacked by Josh Cohen. Then very next snap with just seconds left, Linos airs it out deep for anyone to grab. Brendan Dolan cuts in front of Sean Mellon for another pick, as Linos throws his second interception of the half, and it stays 14-0 Wellesley as we head into the third. Mustangs would get the ball to start off the third, but the same story continues to play out for them here, as they start to get some quality yards on runs by Mike Flynn and Joe Mazzotta, finally crossing midfield close to the Raiders' 40-yard line. A botched handoff to Damari Mayer results in a fumble, and Sam McGee recovers for Wellesley. That would be the third turnover of the game for these Mustangs, as they waste what really was their best field position in this whole game. Norwood's mistakes would prove to be costly for them, as this 2-touchdown Raider lead would go down as a final here. Grant Kasikas' 2 touchdowns will be more than enough, with Raiders defense once again proving to be downright nasty game after game. Wellesley shuts out Norwood by the final 14-0, and improving to 6-0 can now focus all their attention on Milton in the battle for the Herget on Saturday. Girls volleyball on Monday would have a non-league match with the Holliston Panthers. As this continues to be an outstanding season for these Raiders, this talented team looks more than ready for a tourney run. Under first-year head coach Matthew Dugan, that is tough for any team to do. But Wellesley has taken this challenge and just run with it, winning their first 8 games of the season. So ready to take care of these Panthers, we start the first set, and immediately you can see it's going to be a very long day for Holliston here, with Wellesley controlling the game early. You don't see this too often, but behind solid serves by Elizabeth Webb, this set opens up with not 1, not 5, not even the first 10 points going to Raiders. How about 13 straight points by Webb, before Holliston could finally even earn a point. Panthers can never recover from this huge deficit, so Wellesley would easily take this opening match 25-6. Second set starts a little bit better for Holliston, at least early on, competing better with Wellesley, and on this ace by Maggie McCullum, the Panthers are only down by 1, 4-3. Around a minute later, even this 8-5 deficit for the Panthers is manageable, but key Anno serves that go down for Raider aces help push this Raider lead even further. Just an outstanding effort by Anno diving here, and Elizabeth Webb helping out to keep the ball controlled, and Panthers' Julia Sirianni can't counter Eleanor Kinney's spike, and so now it's 14-7 Wellesley. Holliston goes back to being their own worst enemy here as the Raiders take advantage of their mistakes. Wellesley easily runs away with this set as well, 25-10. Third match would be the same story with the same result, as this play pretty much sums up how this day is going for the Panthers. And Wellesley has no problem sweeping Holliston in a big way, taking all 3 sets by huge scores of 25-6, 25-10, and 25-9. Raiders keep rolling here as they go to 13-2 and continue to keep pace with Natick, as they both fight for the number 1 spot in the Herget. And finally, we head back to Sprague for girls soccer as they switched up here a little, facing off on the next field over from their usual spot to take on the Norwood Mustangs. The Raiders have had a lot to battle with this season as key injuries continue to bring challenges to this team. But behind the leadership of the captains Emma Ivy, Kaylee Harris, and Lucia Cunha, what never changes is the effort this team brings to the turf each game. And facing the winless Mustangs would be a perfect time to jump out with the lead here, and Raiders immediately come out aggressive in this opening half. Caitlin Tchaikovsky keeps the ball in bounds and feeds it to Kelsey Zarl. Zarl boots it high, deflects off Michelle Brinklow, and Lauren Maiku buries it top shelf to put Wellesley up first, 1-0. Great play again by the Raiders here as Lucia Cunha rips off a shot that gets blocked by a diving Nicole Power. Ball is out just waiting to find net, and Lauren Maiku with speed stuffs in that putback score. For her second goal of the half, it's 2-0 Raiders. So early into this final frame we go, and Wellesley looking for more. Katie Smith with the great feed here finds Emma Ivy. Ivy gets separation and sinks it corner net for the score, giving Wellesley a 3-goal edge. Norwood offensively gets very few chances, and 2 quick opportunities here late in the second get easily rejected or go wide of the net. And in the end, Mustangs come away with nothing. Wellesley took control of the game early and never looked back. Sparked by Lauren Maiku's 2-goal performance and another score by Emma Ivy, the Raiders earn a much-needed and well-deserved win here, shutting out the Mustangs by the score of 3-0. Well, that does it for this episode of Raiders Sports Block as we're closing in on the last 2 weeks of this busy fall season of Wellesley sports. So stay with Wellesley Media as we keep you covered with full games and highlights of Raiders football, soccer, volleyball, and field hockey. Check us out on demand at wellesleymedia.org, our YouTube channel under Wellesley Public Media, and right here on Comcast 9 and Verizon 39.